first time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on a TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com. Every Thursday, we're the NXT guys.
We are the NXT guys. It's been a big week.
Has it? What's there to talk about? Not much.
No.
Nothing to talk about. Yes, there's lots to talk about. You can listen to us, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube.
Yep.
YouTube?
Spotify. The YouTube is BDE Official.
You put up a post tailgate video up there. So our buddy Albert and his boy, they did a little bit of a video for our takeover tailgate, and then you went and you put the Johnny Gargano video into that somehow. You integrated that.
With some reaction shots.
Yeah, so go check that out instantly. I
think Matt Ross has the best face in that video.
Our friend Matt Ross loses his mind when we reveal Gargano.
You could take his face there and put it in the streak ending video. It's just eyes wide open, mouth wide open.
He was very shocked that we got Gargano at the tailgate. So go check that out because it's really awesome. But yes, we are the NXT guys, and it's a big week in the world of NXT.
Yeah.
Everyone has been messaging us, being like, guys, are you
okay? What's going on?
How are you guys feeling about this? Well, this is what we're here to talk about today, really.
Yeah.
I guess we should just talk about this right off the top. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's old news now. I mean, it's only 2 days old news, but it's old news. NXT is moving to the USA Network.
Yes.
Will be live from Full Sail and is moving to 2 hours.
2 hours from Full Sail every week on the USA Network in the US.
How does this affect you and your life?
Man, I've gotten a little older.
Okay.
And I've had to, you watch a lot of, as a wrestling fan, you cut things out that you like to watch and you stay with the stuff that you cut things that you don't like to watch and you stay with the stuff you do. I've cut a lot out in my past few years, specifically main roster stuff. I just pick and choose what I want to watch. Twitter is great for that. You see people say, wow, this was so great this week. Cool. Click that, watch that. That's wrestling. I do NXT because it's like the cool hipster of the wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of was. It's the underground, not the underground, but the up and coming, kind of the fresh faces, a lot of new characters, a lot of new stuff, developmental. 1 hour, easy to watch. So we did a podcast on it. Really great, really easy, simple. But now it's moving to 2 hours.
I know.
So how do we feel about that?
Well, I've already put my notice in at work, and I'm breaking up with Kim later today.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
you can't have
so I'm all prepared for this.
Yeah, you're set. That's pretty much what you have to do. 2 hours, NXT, every week on a Wednesday, which is live, which is I think is the best move they could do. I was a little worried that they were going to announce a 2 hour show that wasn't live. And I was like, guys, you're going to air stuff that is pre-taped already.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do that. So I'm super excited, actually. I would say that making it 2 hours and then the live thing counteract each other. I'm not mad at the 2 hours. Because it's live.
I'm not mad about NXT being 2 hours.
No.
As you said, it's so difficult now because I'm sure you're the same. We're going to want to watch AEW as well.
Of course.
So it's you're adding basically 3 more hours of programming a week if we're including AEW that we need to watch and find time to watch, as well as go to work and have our social lives and things. That's the only thing that worries me about the 2 hour thing. I am kind of confident that they're not going to lose quality with being 2 hours. I think it'll go. I think it's time. I think it's time to evolve.
Nice what you did.
Oh yeah. Just their roster is so big now, but I do want to still see it the same kind of model. Don't have the same people on every week. Don't feel the need now. It's a live TV show. Is it going to be the case where we see Adam Cole every single week? I would still like them to do this rotation of characters, and I think you've got a lot more characters now to play with and to build interest in. If they still kind of, I mean, you can't call it developmental now.
No.
But if you still kind of treat it the way it has been for the last year or two, I think it could work.
Well, Chris Jericho's calling it the minor leagues. This is the minor league.
Chris Jericho runs his mouth.
I think that you will maybe see more of the same characters week by week. I think that will change just a tiny little bit. I think instead of getting the 10, 15-minute matches that we get on the 1-hour show, that's kind of like the TV payoff matches, you're going to get more of those, which is good for the stories will kind of have more time to move and stuff like that. I know that we like the 1-hour format because sometimes like a story will go this week and then next week it's like they'll play a video or something that happened to let it prolong and let it kind of breathe and stretch out. I think we'll still see that. It'll just be a little bit more like intricate and
I
more
hope so.
like I think it'll help the brand a lot. I'm instantly going to say that the only way they're going to instantly start off with this huge bang, this real get your attention, and that is the Undisputed Era. They're the New World Order of NXT. They're the 4 guys. They're clowns. They're the jokers. They're the bad guys that are cool, and they sell a lot of T-shirts. This is the group right now that a lot of people, I think, are going to be drawn into to want to watch. And I think that that's kind of, they're in the right place at the right time right now. You have Adam Cole as your champion going into this new show. That's a good way to start the show. This guy could be champion for the rest of the year, for all we know. And I think it's probably a really smart move. It's just like, he's already a name. And if you don't know him, you're probably already learning about him. And you're going to want to watch and see what he does. For the first night, I imagine they add in some sort of big match announcement in the coming weeks to kind of get us to draw into that first September 18th, which is going to be great. I think a lot of the characters will do good. Some of the characters will not. Like, we joke on this show about having a lot of our jobber cops, like our Nikos Rikoses and our JC and Chris. You're going to see these guys on now USA Network. Like, these characters are going to show up to job out to people. It's just very interesting because things are so different when you watch Raw and then you watch NXT. So what's gonna be the middle ground here of what is really it's gonna have to hit you over the head that it's WWE.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I was watching this week's episode and they had an in-ring promo to start off, and they often do with NXT,
right,
but they're still short. It's like 5 to 10 minutes tops. You don't have that long-winded 20-minute segment.
Sometimes it's half hour.
Yeah,
Raw goes half hour.
It is.
Stephanie McMahon.
And I hope they just still stick to that. Still keep it the wrestling show. We're building up to 5 big wrestling matches every 2 to 3 months.
Sure.
We have good quality wrestling. The other thing, I know WWE have been playing about with commercial breaks a lot recently. They did the no wrestling through commercial breaks and stuff like that.
Right.
And they've gone back to the old ways now where they will take a break during a match. That's something that's going to change with NXT because obviously we watch the matches on the network straight through. However, it's one of your pet peeves.
Oh, 100%.
We watch NXT and you'll see a full 10-minute match right the way through, no breaks, and then it will cut to WWE shop commercial or get the network on the network.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm watching the network.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Now, I don't see why they can't still just place the commercials in the same positions as usual. I would still like to just see 10, 15 minutes as a full segment commercial.
That's my gripe with WWE. They teased this no commercials in matches thing, and then they did it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, guys, that's not the issue. That's where they make their money. That's why the commercials is where commercials pay my. Yeah. I work in TV. They pay my bills. However, you promote that you do a crazy long commercial break before the entrances. You do all the entrances, you do the match commercials after.
You do your 10, 15 minute promo to start the show. Commercials.
Yeah.
Your first match for 10, 15 minutes. Commercials.
Yeah.
You're setting up another feud, video packages, stuff.
You watch Raw, and like for the past fucking, I don't know, it feels like 10 fucking years, Stephanie McMahon will come out, start the show with Triple H, they'll say some shit.
Raw.
They'll talk for 35 plus minutes without going to break. So why can't we have wrestling without going, like, why can't we have wrestling?
It's very true. I mean?
So NXT, they'll be like, cool, we're going to break, will this match continue? And then it's like, shop. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm already in your, I already pay you guys. Like, let's go. Give us the match. So that you're right. That'll probably have to change in some capacity. They'll probably just stick to the classic Monday Night Raw kind of thing. Like, it's on USA. I imagine they stick to a formula where they do this way. And
so
like that.
they've all learned where the camera is now.
Well, that's what NXT is for.
Now they've got to learn that chin lock. Waiting's favourite, that chin lock. Oh, we're going to commercial break?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, and then Michael Cole with Michael Cole is always, you can tell when they're going to commercial.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like Pavlov dog. Like, Michael Cole can say a few words and I can already get up from my seat to go do something.
I love it. Occasionally it happens where he'll do the thing where his voice raises.
Yeah.
Oh, and
we're not going to
and
commercial.
such and such is in control, and yeah, okay, and then there's
because someone's like, we're not taking the break.
Oh, no, 2 more minutes. Do you think aesthetically it's going to change at all? Do you think this is a good opportunity to change the set, change the logo?
Sure. Maybe not the logo, because I think the logo, they alter the logo here and there a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking right now, you were drinking out of an NXT cup that you got from TakeOver Toronto. And like the NXT logo looks already different in that cup than it does on some of the other stuff. So
I was just aware when they did the press release during this show, NXT on USA, that they had NXT in like a gold font, but it was different to the classic one, and I don't know if that was going to be the new logo.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a good opportunity to just freshen up the look a bit.
Yeah, I definitely, and I it's in Full Sail, so like we've been hating on the Full Sail crowd every now and then. I know the internet loves to hate on the Full Sail crowd. How is that going to affect a live show?
I think it could be good. I think for the first few weeks, as we've said, it's fatigue. It's often the same people going to all these tapings, and they're sitting through 3-4 hours, 5 hours of tapings. Just going to 2 hours that they know is live, I think they can bring the energy.
I think the energy is being brought because this is a move. This is a power move on their part. Like, the whole wrestling world, like, if you've been following wrestling, you've been following AEW, you've been intrigued, to say the least, even if there's the WWE fans who are, like, super negative, which I find quite odd, actually, the past few months. You find on, like, the internet, and even meeting people, SummerSlam weekend and such, like, some people are very stuck to WWE ways, and they will not want to talk to you about AEW or the spot monkeys known as the Young Bucks. Like, some people are really against this AEW stuff, which I don't understand why, but to each their own. I think that this now is throwing this, like, monkey wrench in their... It won't mess them up, but, like, yeah, I'm gonna choose to watch NXT over AEW simply because... we're the NXT guys, and we're your NXT friends, and we want to do this show for you every week. But, like, it would be hard for me to pick. So I want to know what some people are thinking. Like, would you pick... Is it like the Monday Night Wars again, where you kind of have to say, okay, well, tonight's Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream they're advertising, but also it's Jericho... Omega again. Like, what do you got to choose? Like, how is that going to affect, or do you just not do that kind of thing and just do your own thing? And I
think people that want to watch both will watch both. Well, to be honest, I know the Wars was a thing, but I found this back in the 90s as well. There was something called a VCR. You could record one, watch it later.
Definitely.
I don't see the big deal. I think fans that are going to want to watch both will find a way to watch both. I mean, NXT is still going to be on the network. It's still going to be on the next day.
So they add it the next day.
Yeah. I can see them... I can see that the first couple of AEW weeks, definitely. People are going to probably choose that over NXT. Mm-hmm. But I think NXT could hype up for something very big on that.
Yes, I have a feeling the first show is going to be very, very big for NXT.
I think the show that goes against AEW in the first week will be the big one.
Yeah, true.
Because they're going to want to pull out all the stops.
In October, right? Yeah.
They know they're going to get views on that first NXT episode. So, in a way, they don't really need to do anything huge for that.
Sure.
Because the attraction of it being the first live 2-hour... USA Network NXT is enough for fans. I
think this is a really, it's a bold move to do, and the internet, the dirt sheets, they're all saying that it's Triple H still running the ship here for NXT. It's his baby. He's Papa Trips, and I think that he's set. Like, realistically, he's just been very smart. Look, we've said it on this show. There's a reason that like certain guys aren't just being pushed right away because he's like setting them up. He's lining everything up for future. Like he saw what the long-term storyline booking could do for NXT, and now he's doing that with just everything booking.
I think you see that with. I mean, we'll obviously get to it in the show, but you see that with Riddle and Dain.
Oh, they're going to be very big.
Riddle,
stars.
Is going to be big. Is going to be the guy.
Yeah,
but there's no room for him to be the guy yet, and there's no rush to get him there yet. What does NXT need right now? We don't really have a big monster heel, so give the rub to that guy for now.
Sure.
Like, build up Dain, because Riddle is a star in everyone's eyes already. And yeah, it is playing the long game.
It's playing the long game because this show is aiming for people like you and me. We're like younger dudes. We're not like older married families who watch WWE programming. We're like the young kind of guys that are into the AEW. So they want to attract that same audience. Like WWE is like the whole grand scheme. It's everyone. It's the variety show. You got your Fiends. You got your 24/7 title garbage. You got, well, not garbage, but like what, you know, like you like different shit that's not maybe what I want to watch. But this is geared specifically towards me. So it's smart that they're going, it is that kind of, like the AEW crowd is very similar to this crowd. It's the same age group, demographic. But when you're booking this long-term wise, like, yeah, Matt Riddle is going to be like a huge star, a huge player in this this show. Like, you could see him for the next year here, being here. You, like I said, with the Undisputed Era, you got these four guys that's like going to definitely lead this pack into this whole on USA Network. And then you have your Keith Lees and your Dijaks like lined up, almost ready. You have your Velveteen Dream, who should never be called up at least for another year.
I don't think there will really be call-ups anymore.
Call-ups is not a thing now.
So, also, with it being split, so you've got SmackDown on Fox and Raw and NXT on USA, I'd be interested to see if there's going to be more of a separation now between Raw and SmackDown, and maybe more crossover between NXT and Raw. So, build up for, not this year, because it's coming up very soon, but like next year's Survivor Series, have an NXT invade Raw.
Oh, 100%.
Have SmackDown be doing their own thing, but they're kind of, we've got these USA properties now. So instead of doing call-ups, have your stars on all three brands. But you could have interaction a bit. I think it will make it
Well, I think the Street Profits will be staying on NXT, but you keep them on Raw. Like, it's kind of like this weird crossover. It's almost like we've praised NXT for being not WWE in the essence where they don't fuck around and act like we're dumb. We know these are real people, and everything interacts with other people. So in NXT, we saw with that Nikki Cross storyline last summer where it's like a butterfly effect. This affects this person, but it also affects this character, and this character will affect this part of the show. That's what's going to kind of, I think they're moving things into play more often, and we've seen it more so in WWE. Like they kind of tie little things in together now and then. That's because people who were working for NXT are now working for the main roster. But I think you're going to see more of that, like the Street Profits showing up on Raw and like talking some shit or something, but then they're in your brain and you know who they are now.
So when you tune in as a first-time viewer to NXT,
you're like,
you go,
I know those guys.
It's those guys from Raw.
Oh, those guys are the guys who always don't wrestle, but they always talk shit, and they're funny.
Then you see them in a match and you go, like, oh, wow, they're really good as well.
So, yeah, it's a good, like, draw to bring into there. But also, like, NXT guys would always, like, just randomly pop up. Maybe not, like, debut, but, like, Pete Dunne shows up on a Raw in the UK.
Yeah.
Like, Sami Zayn shows up in Montreal.
It used to happen a bit more. Yeah. It hasn't for a while.
No.
But, yeah. Totally.
Things like that help definitely to bring more people into the Wednesday nights. I think that this, looking at it like even on paper, is just like, yeah, it's the smart move for them to be doing this. It just makes so much sense. There's money to be made, and with money to be made means now that these guys with these quote unquote developmental deals are going to probably be paid more.
I mean,
like a lot more.
Hopefully they are, and if they're staying in Full Sail as well, that's a wicked gig.
Imagine.
I get to just live in Florida. Yeah. I'm not traveling. I'm not paying for travel and accommodation.
Of course,
I'm living right by where I work, and I pop in once a week to do. Sure, they do their traveling touring.
Yes.
But
That's
a sweet gig.
Yeah, that's
and
a
now,
sweet dream right there.
Surely their pay structure has to change.
It will
with
be
making
changing.
That kind of money.
Yeah, it will be changing. Once you add advertisers into a show, that your show, like the NXT is already online looking to be making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So like once you...
Well, the deal's $50 million for a year. So
there you go.
Almost $1 million a week.
So like that's crazy. So a lot of these guys are good. Yeah, they're going to be expecting. We're going to be seeing more of that Adam Cole in those private jets.
Well, Kyle and his dad have got a yacht.
Yeah. So they announced the USA deal, and Undisputed Era is getting a yacht.
Yeah,
with their logo right on the front. That's how it's going to be. Yeah, I'm very excited. I will say I think it's a really good move. I think it just makes the most sense. I don't want to see it kind of get watered down or lost in your weekly shuffle.
I just want it to keep its own identity. It has its own identity.
Yes,
it does feel different to Raw and SmackDown.
Don't turn it into Superstars.
No.
Don't turn it into your main event. Turn it into NXT the way it is.
Also, try and keep, there's no reason why you shouldn't still be writing blocks of 4 episodes to have some sort of... Obviously, there can be slight changes here and there, but plan ahead, write 4 episodes at a time as if you're doing a taping.
It's weird because last year, again, I'm just going to praise the year of 2018 in the world of NXT.
Oh, it's the best year of NXT.
Which is why this is happening. Like the praise and the eyes and the attention it got is why this is happening now because of what it got. Like the fact that an argument people have on pay-per-view weekends in the past few years is, yeah, this WWE show is good, but it wasn't as good as last night's TakeOver.
Yeah.
Like, that's what people have been saying for the past, 2-3 years. So, this is, just slowly changing. It's so smart. It's so WWE taking over the world. Like, look, we're creating competition for ourselves. We're not even paying attention to the actual competition. We're literally just going to compete with ourselves and take money from you more ways. I think it's genius. I think it's a great idea. I'm super excited to watch this. I am going to be checking out AEW on Wednesday nights. Like you said, there's a thing called the internet. You can find everything on there. Yeah. You can find live streams. You can find all sorts of things. So, for people wondering, we're Canadian. You're not yet. You're going to be. We're not told. We don't get it on TV yet. So, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
If I can't watch it, am I supposed to sit patiently and wait for?
I'll wait for the DVD.
Yeah. Sorry, that's not how it works in the wild, wild west of. Watching things and streaming, but I think it's a good move, and I'm super excited to do more of reviews every week. So I guess every Thursday, you can still listen to us up next wherever you get your podcast, because we will be continuing to do this. We're going to be doing it every Thursday. We try to do it Thursday mornings, but we'll see how it works out. It's a 2-hour show.
Well, I think for me, I'm going to change my schedule.
Yeah.
I think I am going to be able to do it a bit earlier than usual, hopefully. Shall we announce what we're doing for the first show?
Yes, so the first show, September 18th, we will be doing a special inaugural NXT. Start the season off right. That's all we'll say for right now.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a live show right after that, the Wednesday night. We might have a guest or two join us, or we'll be joining someone else. I think you can put it together. But look for that. The Wednesday, the September 13th, the
18th.
Launch. The 18th.
September 18th.
September 18th, the launch of NXT on USA. We will be doing a special for that.
I think that's a good time to segue into a little plug. Because I'm going to be doing a couple of little shows this weekend with a couple of guests.
I know. Check this out.
Now, with the move of NXT basically isn't developmental anymore. It's becoming its own brand. I mean, it kind of has been for a while. That leaves a little slot on the network, and word on the street is that might be filled by Evolve, which had its first network special about a month ago. So we thought it would be a good idea to jump on board early and start reviewing these Evolve shows.
Everything evolves.
Everything evolves. So there's 2 shows going on this weekend. Unfortunately, you're out of action this weekend.
Well, with SummerSlam weekend, I'm still tired from all this stuff. And I actually told my mom I would dog sit for her while she goes out for her wedding for the weekend. And I forgot, but I was like, you know what, I should... I said yes.
Yeah,
I got it.
That's fine.
So I'm taking the week off, baby.
So we have Evolve 133 on Saturday. And obviously Evolve has a load of guys you know from NXT, so it's a good show for us to cover. Looks like it could be a great show. We have Babatunde from the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh, yes.
Versus NXT's Sean Maluda.
Okay.
Anthony Green versus Kurt Stallion. AR Fox versus Joe Gacy in an Anything Goes match. A non-title match between Anthony Henry and Austin Theory.
NXT future champion.
Exactly. JD Drake versus Kushida.
Whoa.
Kushida's on the card.
Amazing.
And the main event is Josh Briggs versus Matt Riddle.
So this pretty much is NXT.
It feels like NXT.
Yeah.
So this is on Saturday on Club WWN. Which I believe is $9.99 for the month if you want to subscribe to watch this or watch by any other means you can find. I will be doing a review of this show Saturday night with Wei Ting. And then Sunday night, we have just 2 matches announced for Evolve 134. And it's a WWE Cruiserweight title match between Drew Gulak and Kushida.
Whoa.
We've seen these two go at it before. They've had great matches. I think this could tear it down.
I gotta check that out.
And we have a triple threat main event for the Evolve title with your champion Austin Theory defending against JD Drake and Josh Briggs. And
Sweet.
I will be covering this show with Jason Solomon from Soul Monsters Sound Off podcast.
Amazing.
A very popular podcast, been running for a long, long time. So it'll be great to have Jason on the show.
That's fucking sweet. Look at us go. We have our own little network of things happening. So check out all of those shows this upcoming weekend on our feed. You can follow us on everywhere, wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you're listening to us right now. So that's some news for us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestling news going on. Like, for being like a little kid wrestling fan, it doesn't matter. You're just going to watch your Raw and SmackDown, it's fine.
Yeah.
But when you're kind of like in this weird smarky territory, you're going to want to check out all these other crazy things that are happening. So more wrestling. So much wrestling. Wow. You know, we didn't even discuss this. Now that NXT moves to this new slot, like, the inevitable is finally happening. Kona Reeves on television.
Wow.
Prime time television. Kona Reeves.
You know,
finest.
if they want to make a big splash on September 18th, I think we're due a return of Riddick Moss.
Wow. Riddick Moss.
Riddick Moss on the USA
yeah. Well,
Network.
isn't he with the tag team now? Something.
Is he?
He's with like the guy from Impact. I don't know.
The Further Forgotten Sons.
The Forgotten Son should say a gimmick, because like it's gonna be hard to keep these, like, I don't even want to say BC level guys. I'm talking about, and I don't want to say Z or Z, but like I'm talking like your X level guys, like not very good, not very famous, but like a lot of people don't know or care about them. So it's going to be interesting how they maneuver the Jobber Cop scenario.
Yeah.
I do want to see more Nikos Ricos.
Oh, God,
on
yeah.
USA Network. That's definitely. I guess that's all. How are you doing? That we just started off with wrestling talk.
Yeah.
How are you doing this week?
I'm pretty
before
good.
We go into this week's
yeah,
NXT?
I'm not bad actually. Went to the CNE. The
yes.
X is going on at the moment.
Yeah, I love X's. Yeah,
You've been as well.
Yes, I went on Monday.
So I believe we both went to the same place. We went to the Japanese street food place.
Well, I mean, I ate everything.
Okay.
At every stand, but yeah.
I wish I chose somewhere else, to be honest.
You didn't like. What did you get?
I got the I can't remember what it was called. It was on my Instagram.
The Last Samurai.
Yeah, it was like a classic beef burger,
Right.
with crispy chicken, some like other stuff, and then it was in a ramen bun.
Yeah,
so
I got a similar
W.H. Park would be rolling in his grave if he was
Of
dead,
course,
because he hates ramen things. Ramen is ramen. It shouldn't be a bun.
Right.
So I was intrigued. I thought ramen bun, that's kind of cool. I found it so bland.
Oh,
it was really bland.
So wait, I got the one that was like just like a burger with the ramen, and I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know it was ramen until I ordered it. I ordered something called Godzilla fries.
Kim had them.
Yeah,
they were good.
I ordered that. That's what I was waiting in line for, because I was like, oh, like chicken, some like, I don't know, some sauces, some cilantro, just fuck me up. That sounds amazing. And once you put a name on it, like Godzilla fries, you sell it to people. Like, that's how you sell it. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. So I'm in line, I'm talking to my buddy, and he's like, oh, I kind of want like this, I kind of want like that. I'm like, well, hurry up. Like, I'm in this long ass line. Go get something. And he's like, I just want everything. I'm just going to grab a bunch of things. I'm like, cool. I'm going to get whatever this burger is here too. So I literally was like, and this thing. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, cool. It comes and I like look at it and I go, wait a second. That's ramen? And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. All right. That looks cool.
Well, I think that's what you want to do at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to try different things.
I still liked it. I can't say I'm ever going to go seek out a ramen burger.
No.
Like, why is it even a thing?
Yeah.
Why is this a creation? Why do I need 2 things of ramen to make my burger? I will say I liked it. It was delicious. I really enjoyed it. But like, I'm just like, oh, yeah.
I was just disappointed because there were other things you're like, oh, am I going to take this?
How about the blooming onion? Take a giant fucking onion and you throw it in a deep fryer and then you pull it out and then you pull off pieces of it and you dip it in sauces.
Yeah.
That's what life is about. Dipping things in sauces.
Played a few of the Carney games. Have you seen the bottle one where it's like you've got a stick with a ring at the end of it and you've got to just make a bottle stand up?
Yeah, okay.
And the girl running it like was showing the technique and everything. She was so good at it. And Kim said her friend's done it before, so we were both determined to do it so hard.
Of course.
We're going to make our own one and practice, and next year go and get it.
Wow.
And then there's the bowling ball, where you've got to roll the ball, and you've got to roll a bowling ball over a ramp, and it can't hit the end, and it can't roll back on itself. It's like 25 cents.
Okay.
And it's fun. Like, it's tough, though.
Whatever happened to just shooting water into the middle of the thing?
But, so we sucked at all the games. Obviously, they're designed to be hard.
Yes.
But then I did win right before we left.
Okay.
There's a guy who is like, I will guess your age or weight within, weight within 2 pounds,
Whoa.
age within 2 years.
What?
It's like, I'm going to get him to guess my age.
Yeah.
Now, I turned 30 in
you're old.
just over a week now.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, Kim looks younger.
Yeah.
She is younger. So I go up and I'm like, I'm going to act all shy and nervous. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'd like to do the age one, please. Hello. And he's like, okay. And he's staring at me.
This little British boy.
And then I start like blushing and like getting all nervous to like throw him off. He writes down the number. He goes, how old are you? I'm like, 29, motherfucker. Turns it around, 24.
Whoa.
So I won that Pikachu right over there.
Oh, there's a Pikachu
There's
on
a
your bed.
Pikachu on my bed.
Amazing. So now you have a Pikachu. You won. You beat the Carnies.
And I look young. I look 24, baby.
You do look younger than you are, definitely. Yeah.
So that was fun. Did a few rides. Did Niagara Falls, that water ride. That was fun.
Well, I don't go on the rides at the CNE because I feel like I'll die on them. Like
but that's what makes it exciting. Did that spinny round thing from Stranger Things?
Teacups.
No, you know where you're up
Arctic
against
Express.
the wall?
Oh, the alien ship. The UFO,
that was fun.
I used to love that as a kid.
Did the Polar Express.
That's the one.
That's Kim's favourite. That was
yeah.
fun. And we did the swings.
Right.
The high swings.
I went to some parkour show, but again, I just wander into things. Like the ramen burger where I just don't know what I'm ending up into. I see people sitting, lots of people sitting on these benches, and there's a show about to start. So me and my friend wander in, and we couldn't find a seat. I see an opening. I sit down, and I was wearing my Ciampa Blackheart shirt, as I always do. And this girl, full of tattoos, piercings, in some Foo Fighters shirt, she goes, "Oh my God, I fucking love your shirt." And I look down at my shirt, and it's the Blackheart. Now I have 2 moves here. 1, I go, "Oh, you must love Tommaso Ciampa too." Or 2, you think it's some sort of band shirt. Quick, act fast. I go,
"Too sweet."
Let's just say I bombed really hard, and I just tunnel visioned this show in front of me of people doing parkour, and I'm sitting there the whole time fuck. But I still had a good time. I also got a giant pickle on a stick.
Ooh, that sounds gross.
Yeah, you don't like pickles.
Pickles are nasty.
Pickles. I think I could eat pickles every day.
Oh, that's grim.
It's just this
there was
giant
a
ass
pickle lemonade they were selling.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I thought that's next level. I can put pickle juice in my picklebacks. Picklebacks. You do a shot of whiskey, a shot of pickle juice, but a whole pickle juice lemonade.
Get out of town.
Yeah, it sounds a little gross.
I went to see Super Dogs.
Oh yeah,
that was really fun. You get to see a load of dogs jump over
just
stuff,
do some tricks.
Do tricks.
They've been there. I've seen it before.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun. We should get a dog.
I want a dog.
What will we name it?
Steve.
What would you? I would name a dog after a wrestler. 100%.
Oh, I'm either calling my dog Steve or Guybrush, named after Guybrush Threepwood from Monkey Island.
Wow.
It's been the plan for years.
That's pretty... I mean, my mom has a dog named Pugsley.
Yep.
So if I ever get a dog, I think I'll name it Wednesday.
Okay.
Or Gomez. I think Gomez is more of a dog.
Gomez?
It'd be really funny. Like, always have to name a dog something that you could imagine yourself yelling out in public.
Yeah.
Or else you'll look stupid. So what was yours? Garugamesh?
Guybrush.
Guybrush?
Guybrush!
Guybrush, get your...
I always yell it like Bill Sykes from Oliver. Bullseye!
That's how you sound to me anyway. Well, then we both had exciting weeks at the fair. Before we get into NXT, there's some other nerdy talk we need to discuss. I feel like we need to discuss.
John and Way touched on it briefly on Rewind to SmackDown, I believe. But yeah, Sony, fuck you, man.
It's like a bad divorce.
Oh.
Marvel and Sony, they can't make their kid happy. They can't make their children happy, so it's a nasty divorce. Disney wanted a lot more money because they're like, hey, we're making a lot more money.
So basically, Sony and Marvel struck this deal 4 years ago now. It was before Civil War.
Sure.
That managed to include Spider-Man, who is a Sony property.
Yes.
In Civil War. And Sony have given basically complete creative control to Disney Marvel Studios when it comes to Spider-Man. But Marvel Studios only get 5% of the first gate, I believe.
Right.
And Sony take all the rest. So Sony basically are like, here, you can have Spider-Man and we'll make a fuckload of money.
It's like, hey, you can borrow my gear or my toys. You can do whatever you want with it, but when you do, I'm making them.
It'll be great exposure for you.
Yeah. You can your band can
play my bar.
Yeah, you can play at my bar, but I can't pay you, and all the money you make at the gate is coming to me.
Yeah.
You can sell shirts.
So, understandably, Disney feel that they would like a bit more money, and they basically proposed all the Spider-Man properties, so this includes Venom, all the Sinister Six, all those plans that Sony have can be integrated within the MCU, and they will go from 5% to 50%. Now, I think for the work Disney's doing, 50% sounds justified, but also it's unrealistic.
Sure.
Of course, Sony are going to go, nah.
Yeah.
So I believe this latest Spider-Man was like the second highest film for Sony
money. Yes.
ever, I believe. So Sony are now like, no. And a lot of people are mad because this means...
Doesn't this sound a little similar? It sounds very similar to Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, together we can take over Madison Square Garden. New Japan's like, yeah, we can do that. We could do that. Ring of Honor's like, yeah, we can do that. They do it, put it together. Everyone realizes we weren't really here for Ring of Honor. Sony, you're Ring of Honor.
But the difference is this would be if Ring of Honor owned Okada.
Yeah, exactly. They're
That's
like,
the
listen here, New Japan. We own Okada. That's
now,
not how it
I
is.
think... So there will still be Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
It will still be with Sony. Nothing's been confirmed yet, I believe.
Right.
Nothing's set in stone. It will still be Tom Holland's
Poor
Spider-Man.
kid, stuck in the middle of this divorce.
But it's going to be, just creatively, it's going to be a shame for the vision of the MCU. I hope that I would like to see the MCU kind of allude. You can creatively allude to Spider-Man without saying Spider-Man. They did this with the mutants before when they had Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the MCU, who are kind of properties to both Fox and Disney.
So weird how this all works.
But they wouldn't use the word mutants. So I think you can go like, the kid's moved away, or something. The kid's not interested anymore, or something like that, which still...
It sucks.
It sucks, but it keeps the door open if they can ever have another agreement again, that he can come back. I know there was a thing with James Bond years and years and years ago. Blofeld, Spectre was the big bad throughout all the Bond films. Spectre, the big evil organization, and MGM, I believe, own Bond, lost the rights to Spectre and the character of Blofeld, and it went to another film studio.
Yeah.
And the other film studio were going, "Oh, you're fucked. You can't do Bond." That's why this studio made Never Say Never, which is like an unofficial Bond film with Sean Connery.
Okay.
They're going, "You're fucked. You can't do anything now. You've lost your big villain." So I believe it's the beginning of For Your Eyes Only. They have a bald guy in a wheelchair with a white cat. They do not mention his name.
Right.
James Bond picks him up and dumps him in a chimney and just kills him.
Nice.
They're like, "Nah, we don't need you."
Oh. That's what Marvel's going to do with Spider-Man.
I hope not.
They're going to throw Tom Holland in.
But yeah,
garbage.
it's a shame. I hope they come to some kind of an agreement. I can see it being just going more the way of Venom and Spider-Man.
That's where they're going.
Linking up a lot more.
I did not watch the Venom movie with Tom Hardy. As a super nerdy Spider-Man comic guy, that just did not interest me. The way Venom was brought in.
I spoke to someone about it yesterday. And
now they're going to bring this in.
We were saying, like, I don't think it was a bad film. I enjoyed the film. It just wasn't Venom.
No.
I think if it was a brand new character who was like this, that was cool. Mm-hmm. But you're watching it going, it's not Venom.
Yeah,
it's not Venom.
The character that it's supposed to be. So I'm assuming they go with Venom, Carnage, Spider-Man, all put into one big
all
ball.
The Sinister Six.
Everything they can throw at the fucking wall. They're not going to make as much money as they did with the last movie. There's no way.
I think they still will. It's Spider-Man. People will go regardless, no matter how.
It's so funny because Disney brought Spider-Man back up to this high regard, to the A level he deserves to be, and then now it's like.
But as a studio, do you give a shit about critical acclaim if you're making money?
I guess
Spider-Man 3 made a ton of money.
Right. Well,
ton of money.
Spider-Man 3 is a spectacle to be seen.
Same with Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Made a ton of money. Like, not great films, but they made money. So do they...
It's too bad that
does
that's what
Sony
affects,
care?
because, I'm just a guy who likes to watch Spider-Man. What does it matter to me who owns which properties and stuff? It's just so silly.
Yeah.
Men are ruining
But from
the
a
world.
business point of view, someone who doesn't give a shit about Spider-Man or whatever, but my job is to make a lot of money for this company.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what it comes down to.
That's too bad, because I was enjoying the Spider-Man
Me too.
that was happening.
So, basically, there's a curse now.
There's a
Spider-Man 3 is cursed.
Yeah, you'll never get your fully great, perfect Spider-Man trilogy. You won't. Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, like I said, amazing film.
Just some quick other film news before we move on, because we've been going a long time. Have you heard the news about Keanu Reeves?
Ooh, yes. He is signed on to do The Matrix 4.
How do you feel about this?
Look, I love Keanu Reeves. Matrix is not really one of my...
I love the first film.
Yeah, the first
I think
really
the second one has some cool moments.
Right.
Some the one with
cool.
the car chase and the fight on the lorry and stuff.
Yeah.
Some cool bits in the second one. Third one sucks.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time now. I think it could be
I don't know.
good.
I work at a news station as well, and the reports they've been airing on our station is they're seeking younger actors that look like actors from the first one. So I already don't have high hopes for whenever they do a time changing, altering thing. There's just too many of these things in movies these days. It's like they're literally casting for a young Lawrence Fishburne right now. I'm like, okay, well, why? Why can't we just move forward with the story? It's not one of my favorite things. I love Keanu though. Go check out Man of Tai Chi. I'm telling you, everyone, better than The Matrix. Yeah, I love Keanu because he's America's sweetheart. Canadian sweetheart, really. But I still haven't seen John Wick 3. I'm so behind.
I haven't seen 2 yet.
Oh, man, you got to go check that out. I've been working at this TV station. I've been watching a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I love Buffy.
I know you do. So I started watching, getting into it. And part of my job is to make sure shows are good, and then you check, make sure everything's good, and you put them through. But sometimes when it's stuff I like to watch, I'll put it on. And my boss came over, and he was like, Sarah Michelle Gellar, her acting is just so awful. And I'm like, I guess my boss hates Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And he goes, but man, Xander was just so funny. And my boss is in his 40s, and I'm like, wait, you just told me you hate Sarah Michelle Gellar because you hate this show. He's like, no, I fucking love this show. He's like, I shamefully know way more about this show than you'll ever know. I was like, oh, okay.
It's a great show.
I was like, wow, okay. So my new love, my old love is rekindled for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I forgot how.
Do you wear Angel as well?
We don't have that yet. I'm sure
Angel was good. Angel has one of the best deaths on TV
I never watched
ever.
Angel. Well, don't tell me.
No, it's really good.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, watch it.
I'm just watching Buffy right now. So.
Sweet.
And Seth Green shows up. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I also love Willow. She's just great.
Willow's great.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing at work a lot. Watching a lot of Buffy the Vampire. It's because summertime is like a bit of a lull, but you hype up for your fall, just like NXT on USA. So we're like, okay, what shows are we going to be airing again on our... Like, we air like old shows and stuff. So Buffy's one of the shows they purchased. Because it's not on Netflix.
It's got a great theme as well. You know my rule about themes? If you can sing the title of the song, of the show, along with the theme tune, it's a good theme.
Well, how does it work?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Wow, that's...
Buffy, you're going to do it all day now.
The Buffy theme is like very similar to "The Kids Are Alright" by The Offspring. Very similar.
Oh, yes,
theme.
yes, it's the same song.
Yeah, very good, very good. I don't know a better theme than Buffy.
One final thing before we move on. We're talking about movies. Let's plug. It's time we do another movie review.
Ooh.
So we took August off because we were busy with the tailgate. We knew John and Way were busy with the G1. We were busy with the G1. We're all doing our things. So we did not do a movie review in August. And I think it's time to start to get back to work. And what is better hard work than Attack of the Clones, Star Wars Episode 2. We will be recording a Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones review shortly, and we'll have it up on the feed sometime next week.
Yes.
So we will put the feedback thread up on the forum today, so get all your feedback in for arguably the greatest movie ever made.
Some Star Wars fans love this movie. Some Star Wars fans hate this movie.
It's got a nice piece of music in this one.
Ooh, actually, I do love the
like love theme.
That's when he's talking about sand and how fucking bad it is and rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere. The greatest line in movie history is that line, and we'll talk about it. You can hear me talk about my love for Attack of the Clones. So much love for this movie. I remember going to theaters and having to sit by myself because you couldn't. It was too busy. You couldn't sit with people. We came late. I had to sit in the front. It's terrible.
Did you ever watch Return of the Jedi and say to yourself, you know what, Boba Fett, really fucking cool? I wonder what he would look like as a child. Well, we have that for you with Attack of the Clones.
So listen for that. I don't even want to start talking about that right now. Oh my god, I'll get so mad.
Well, shall we get back to some wrestling talk?
Yes, let's go into some wrestling because that's what we are here to do. Let's talk about this week's episode of NXT, August 21st, 2019, from Full Sail University, as they always will be emanating from. NXT, August 21st, Shock the System. Undisputed Era, their music hits to start the show. Adam Cole, Bebe, with his title. They all come down to the ring. They're in their new... I don't like their new shirt as much.
It looks... You know what it looks like? When you are going to, like, a concert and you have the vendors outside selling cheap knockoff...
That's what these
T-shirts.
Like.
That's what these ones look like.
Of their old one.
It's not really... There's too much going on.
Yeah, and there's like orange in it for some reason. I'm like, okay, we already got yellow and gold. Why do we need to add orange here? It's like McDonald's like fries on it or something. It's weird. But they're all rocking their shirts. I'm sure they'll have even more NXT merchandise come a few weeks for USA Network. Adam Cole, they all have microphones, by the way. But Adam Cole starts off by saying, boys and girls, I did everything I said I would do. I beat Johnny Gargano. I beat Johnny Wrestling. Therefore, I am the greatest NXT champion that has ever lived. You see, if there were an NXT Mount Rushmore, you wouldn't find Johnny Gargano. You wouldn't find Tommaso Ciampa. You wouldn't find Shinsuke Nakamura. You wouldn't find Finn Balor. The Mount Rushmore of NXT would just be 4 pretty faces of Adam Cole, which I find very funny. There's 4 fucking members of Undisputed Era, and then they all get mad. They're like, hey, wait a second. But Roddy actually is like, it's because he's so beautiful in the background there. Very funny. He says that you would find that on Mount Rushmore, but you see, there's a problem. There's a problem here in NXT. All 4 of us should be draped in gold. You see, the prophecy is yet to be fulfilled. We got screwed. Roderick Strong, he grabs his microphone. He says, "Dream, you did not pin me. Your run is on borrowed time, and as soon as you duck me, as soon as you stop ducking me, I will fulfill my part of the prophecy." So Roderick Strong, clearly, like I said a few weeks ago, he was not pinned in Toronto, so therefore he's, kayfabe-wise, deserves the title shot here from the Velveteen Dream North American title. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, they grab the microphone and they say they are very angry. You see, Kyle was not the legal man, but he was therefore pinned. Now, members of the jury here, he goes into some real legal talk. He says that, the evidence is very clear. Bobby Fish says that I tagged my best friend Kyle O'Reilly and he was not the legal man, and yada, yada, yada. Kyle says that I may not have a law degree, but I rest my case. We did not lose to the Street Profits. Therefore, Regal, you brat, get out here.
No, he calls him a silly prat.
Oh, a silly prat.
Yeah.
I thought he called him a brat, which I was a little confused that way.
Yeah, it's you silly prat.
What's a prat?
Pratt, like
Chris
you
Pratt?
idiot, you div.
Ooh, so wait, Chris Pratt is really Chris Idiot?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I love this insult. Underused word.
Regal,
prat.
you prat. Get out here and make things right. Cole says, yeah, make things right. Because there's just 2 steps. We are 2 steps away from fulfilling the prophecy. We are 2 steps away from being undisputed. They're clearly a fan of the 2-step program here in Undisputed Era. And that is their promo. I thought this was great. It was to the point. It was funny. It was everything it needed to be. They said what we booked. They said, hey, here's reasons A and B why we're actually screwed over. And then they're like, oh, actually, you were right. You were not wrong.
And short and sweet. Doesn't need to be 20 minutes.
It doesn't need to be 20 minutes and Stephanie McMahon telling me everything that I already know.
Sets up the story for the rest of their programs, the rest of the show. Perfect.
So, they leave the ring and they walk up the entrance ramp to do their pose, but Jordan Myles, his music hits, he comes out in a white dress shirt and he asks...
he looks like he's just come off of Book of Mormon. He's in a white shirt, black tie, and carrying like a folder with him.
He goes up to Adam Cole and says, excuse me, would you like to hear something about your Lord and Savior? He looks like he's a church boy.
Which furthers my case. Jordan Myles is the lamest person in WWE.
He has a clipboard, and he tries to hand Adam Cole what looks like a contract because Jordan Myles was the winner of the Breakout Tournament. Therefore, Jordan Myles is deserved of a title shot of his choosing. Adam Cole says, wow, you must be some kind of stupid. You're going to pick me. You're going to pick me? Listen, Jordan, I will break that smile off your face. You see, you won the tournament and you get to choose your title opportunity, and some reason you think you want to challenge me. Shouldn't you, I don't know, be challenging Shayna Baszler? Why don't you go to NXT UK or 205 Live and challenge there? You see, because no one there is on my level, and you are not on my level. So he says, I'm going to break that smile. But that doesn't stop Jordan Myles, because he goes and leans in and hands him the contract anyways. As Cole goes to grab it, Myles drops it, and it's this whole tension. Myles smiles, pieces out, dips out, and leaves them standing on the ramp all upset, the Undisputed Era. So, Jordan Myles versus Adam Cole is now announced for in 2 weeks. It will be the NXT title on the line for those two, which is pretty cool. I mean, the guy won the tournament. You got to give him the shot you promised him. So I think Cole will. I think they'll have a great match, but I think Cole obviously retains.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like that it kind of interacted, like I said, interacting with things that maybe aren't happening directly. It's like a side little branch off.
Yeah, from one 10-minute segment, you've set up a tag title program, a North American title program, and your NXT title program.
Yeah,
awesome.
All of them.
Perfect.
I liked it. Yeah, but Jordan Myles definitely looked like the Book of Mormon in that. He's like, please, sir. We then go to an interview that was for WWE.com, but they air it here as well. It's Bronson Reed. He's in the Performance Center, and he's being asked about the Breakout Tournament and things about that. I will note that he's wearing a sweet T-shirt here. Have you ever seen the movie The Strangers?
Oh yeah, I really liked this T-shirt.
Yeah. I tweeted him asking where he got this, because I was like, dude, I need to buy this shirt. Where did you get this? And a listener actually replied and was like, it's from, oh man, I'm getting it, something rugged, Ruckin Fountain or something like that. And I clicked their website, and their shirts are all like horror movies turned into Japanese like posters, but for T-shirts. And oh man, they are fucking cool. So I believe it's like fucking rotten or rotten fucking or something along those lines. It's very cool. They got some Halloween ones, like the pumpkin from Halloween. I'm gonna be spending money on this website in the very near future.
Rucking Fountain on Instagram.
Fountain, yeah, really sweet. Honestly, go check it out. Bronson Reed knows his shit. The movie The Strangers, by the way,
good movie,
very scary. One of my favorite horror movies. Bronson Reed, he says that the Breakout Tournament was something special. He says, I want to ask Riddle for more here in NXT because I am the leader of Aussie Strong Style, and I am NXT's resident thick boy. Do you know what a thick boy is? I'm one.
A big boy.
Yeah, I'm a thick boy. Thick! As Scrump would say, you're thicker than cold peanut butter. That's how Scrump describes certain things. Shane Thorne interrupts Bronson Reed here. Shane Thorne walks in. He says, look, mate, you blew it. I did so much to get you here in NXT, and you blew it, mate. You blew it. So now there's two Aussies fighting over the Aussie balance of the force here in NXT. So Shane Thorne, solo Shane Thorne.
Did you like his Dingo Tour shirt?
Yes, I like anything Aussie. I love these Aussies. The winner, these two are going to fight tonight. The Aussie Strong Style versus Shane Thorne, and the winner gets a jar of Vegemite. That's how it works. That's what happens. Because it's hard to come by in Orlando, Florida. You have to go to specialty shops or have someone bring it over to you, and it's quite expensive. So that is later tonight. We then go to our first match of the night. Your favorite wrestler, Mansoor.
Hot off his 50-man battle royal.
Wow, they really pushed it, eh?
Super Showdown.
They really were like, oh, hot off the presses of his win at the... I'm like, what? That was fucking months ago. You don't give a fuck about him, clearly, because you're like, oh, you know, he won the 50-man.
I disagree. I think he'll be around for a long time.
I like him. I'm not
like him
against
too.
him. The problem is the machine, not him. The problem is the man, not him. You called him winning that thing like clear as day.
As soon as they announced that battle royal.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I wonder who's winning that. And it did. And then now he's back to nothing, and he's here. But I will say he's still very entertaining, this Mansoor. But he has the opportunity, I shall say, to face Damian Priest, the Archer of NXT. I'm already over the Archer of NXT. Like, no one gives a fuck about Hawkeye. Come on. Get out of here. Damian Priest starts the match off overpowering Mansoor here, and he like whips him into the turnbuckle. This really cool move where he like sweeps the legs and like makes him almost giving Mansoor whiplash in the corner against the turnbuckle. Looked really great. He continues to beat on Mansoor early on, but Mansoor counters a move in for a small package for a swift 2 count. He then Mansoor hits a bicycle kick. Then he counters a choke slam. He hits an enziguri. He hits a tope to the outside onto Damian Priest, which looked really nice. He goes back into the ring. He goes for a tornado DDT, but Priest counters that. Hits a huge lariat, turning the dude inside out. Then hits what they call the Splash Mountain, which is like the Razor's Edge. He hits the Razor's Edge. It was,
but he kind of to the side, wasn't it?
Yeah. I thought
it looked a bit different. I thought it was cool.
I always thought the Razor's Edge is where like it's the crucifix, where you have the guy up and you throw him down, you powerbomb him from up top, and the Splash Mountain was the Razor's Edge done into the sitting powerbomb.
Oh, okay.
That's what Matt Hardy would do.
Right.
And they called this the Splash Mountain, but really it was a crucifix bomb or a Razor's Edge kind of thing. And I was like, cool, you gave him a new move, because like I was getting worried.
Too many people do the roll the dice.
And he picks up Mansoor and hits the rolling the dice, which they call the Reckoning. The Reckoning. And he pins Mansoor. So, Damian Priest is stronger than 50 other men because he beat Mansoor.
Yeah. I quite like this.
Yeah, I liked it too, actually.
I like the NXT quote-unquote squash matches because, they often, if it's an actual NXT guy, not a Nikos Ricos, they give them some offense. You see that a lot with, like, Humberto Carrillo and Raul Mendoza, and they do give them some offense. I actually thought, with the small package, this might be one of those matches where Mansoor upsets and then Damian Priest loses it and beats the shit out of him. I think Mansoor always impresses in the little he does in these matches, and sure.
I know you love Mansoor.
He's the best.
I actually quite thought this was really fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this.
It was a fun little match. There was no rest holds. There was no nothing. It was just them doing the quick spots in and out, and it was great. I will say I do enjoy when I see Mansoor. Every time we've seen him, he's doing these cool little matches. Winning or losing, he's still entertaining. And Damian Priest, I want to say that he keeps getting better, but like he's just staying in the same spot to me. He doesn't. He's not moving forward.
They do this with people though. Like we've seen Keith Lee in this position for a while, and it seems like they're finally going to push him forward to the next feud. They just come out, show you their moves, remind you who they are until they're ready. And obviously with a 2-hour move, it's going to help people like this move forward quicker.
They go to an announcement for the Full Sail live on USA Network starting September 18th. Don't forget.
I thought they'd open the show with this. This is huge news.
Yeah, they didn't really.
And it was just like when Regal does his little tweets in the middle of the show. It was kind of a... I've been surprised this past week how little they've hit us over the head with it. Because
No, don't say that.
No, but we know WWE, and we know, like, the women's Evolution pay-per-view and stuff like that. They wouldn't stop. It was the big hot thing. They opened the show with everyone coming out, and
I'm sure they will.
It wasn't revealed on Raw, and it was basically said on SmackDown, similar to this. And this
it was said on the internet. Yeah,
this is NXT. It should be a big deal.
It should have been said on Raw. I don't know why they didn't do that. That was pretty low. I thought of them to not just say it, just announce it, make it a part of the show, and you could have had a former huge, champion or something to do it.
Have all the former NXT guys come out and Triple H come out and announce it. It would have been great.
There needs to be more integration, and I think they need to realize that. Like, you own all these people. You own all of this. You can integrate it together. You can put it together. It'll work. We go to Mia Yim. She has a match. She comes down to the ring here, and she will be facing Vanessa Bourne with Aaliyah. Now, Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah...
Aaliyah didn't even have anything to do at TakeOver, did she? Or the pre-tapings.
I'm sure catering was good. Toronto catering?
She was just at Sneaky D's. Like, I gotta go Sneaks again.
No, I didn't see her. No, she wasn't there. No, she wasn't. It was just the UK guys that were there. Walter.
Yeah.
Walter eating some nachos.
Did you see the meme yesterday? I sent it to John and Wade.
What is it? Is it Walter?
It's Damian and Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
This is brilliant. I'm going to find you it.
Oh, because he looks like Walter.
It goes, imagine hiring Walter and thinking you can just pretend he's Rey Mysterio's son. You can't fool me, Vince.
Walter in normal clothes is very weird. He looks like Rey Mysterio's son. Like big.
That tickled me.
Mia Yim, who was also not at Sneaky D's, versus Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah here. Now, Mia Yim lost to Shayna Baszler. Clean, I would say, at TakeOver Toronto. I don't remember the match. This match, though, I don't remember much. Good thing I have some notes. Vanessa Bourne drops down. Mia Yim's about to go for something, and Aaliyah instantly already gets herself involved, sweeping the leg there, grabbing the leg, distracting Mia Yim. There's a really... I meant to write Samoan drop, but my correct wrote salon drop. Would that be better?
The salon drop?
The salon drop.
Well, they said she's actually half Samoan, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, they did. So, I mean, hit the Samoan drop. She could work on it. They take this sticker. Aaliyah gives Vanessa Bourne a sticker that says, lower on it, and she puts it on Mia Yim's bum and starts spanking it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. They've got a thing. They brand.
Yeah, lower.
They brand their enemies with lower stickers.
Melvin.
But I thought Mia Yim looked dumb because she kept it on for the whole match.
Did she? I didn't realize.
And I thought this would be an opportunity to make Mia Yim look really badass. She beats Vanessa at the end of the match, rips the sticker off, slaps it on her forehead and kicks her out the ring. She'd have looked really cool. Yeah. But instead she wrestled this entire match with lower on her bum.
It's just like lower. That's what it meant. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even realize that she kept the sticker on. That's so funny. She's like, look, Roddy does it. So there's a sticker that says lower, and they spank her bum with it. I'm not making this up. Then Mia finally starts to fight back. She hits a bunch of series of strikes. She then hits her cannonball in the corner, then hits the protect ya neck, and Vanessa Bourne sells it like Shane McMahon, selling a stunner, and Mia Yim pins Vanessa Bourne just like that. But Shayna Baszler's music hits, and she comes out to the ring. She has a microphone. She says, Mia Yim, now don't get me wrong, because you are a badass. You fought me, and you took me to places I've never been. And I could see it in your eyes. You fought through dark depths. You see, Mia, we don't need to stand across as enemies. You could stand beside me as allies. And then she realizes she's being cornered off by the other two horsewomen and Shayna Baszler in the ring. And Shayna continues with, it's nice and warm here under the dragon's wing. But Mia doesn't want any part of this, and she attacks Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. I believe she hits Duke first, because Duke is actually injured, I believe.
Right.
And she attacks them, but the numbers game is too strong, as it always is, and they beat up Mia Yim. There's like a judo throw from Marina Shafir there, and Shayna Baszler just gets on top, takes her leather jacket off. She's like Triple H. She just levels Mia Yim and leaves her in the middle of the ring here. So, do we continue with Shayna Baszler and Mia Yim program?
It looks that way.
What do you think about that?
I'm going to ask you a question. What isn't connecting with Mia Yim?
I don't know.
Because we both watched that Mae Young Classic, and she was fantastic. We've both seen her wrestle a bunch, and she really connected with Full Sail in that tournament enough to actually get her signed. Something just hasn't connected. And
I don't know.
The fact that Shayna, who's been such a big heel with no real redeeming qualities, and Full Sail are mainly chanting for Shayna over Mia. There were some Mia Yim chants, but I'd say the Shayna chants were louder.
I don't know. I like Mia Yim. Like,
me too.
I mentioned on the show,
but it hasn't.
Her, but something, maybe it's like her definitely her acting is something that bothers me.
Right.
Just as a character, when I watch it, it's not like up to some of the other people's up to par. But also her moveset is like very basic. Like, everyone does a cannonball. I saw like 5 on this episode of NXT. The protect your neck isn't anything that's... I don't even know what it does. I don't even know how that would hurt you. I just... Maybe like everything needs to kind of reset. Everything doesn't click.
I think she needs some really hot matches, and...
It hasn't happened.
It's going to be... I don't think
matches.
her style and Shayna's style gel. Maybe if she just had some great matches with like Candice or Io or... people like that, she might start getting a bit more attention, but something's not clicking for me, and it's weird because I've really liked her in the past. Just since she's moved to NXT, it's just not working for me.
I 100% agree with you. Something's definitely not working. It's not a character I'm interested in.
And I think this feud continuing is going to put a lot of people off, and maybe
it's already put me off,
and turn people against her even more because people were not hot on that match.
No, it got a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Hey, the whole card kind of got a lot of heat. I know we went on and did a post show for Takeover Toronto, and I was like, hey, were we super negative? And we got some people being like, oh, you guys were really negative, like last week on this show. But people came to our aid and were like, hey, like, no, it just wasn't up to par. It wasn't a terrible show, don't get it wrong, but it just wasn't up to like par of what we know. But there was a WWE.com exclusive with William Regal and Mia Yim after the attack from Shayna right now from tonight's episode.
Okay.
And it doesn't connect because I'll say it again, the acting of Mia Yim is like laughable.
What was said?
Regal's on his phone in the parking lot walking somewhere. Hopefully not going to the parking lot. Be safe.
Oh, God, no.
And Mia Yim comes up after him like, you know, I want Shayna Baszler, blah, blah, blah. I want her one-on-one, blah, blah, blah. And Regal's like, I don't have time for you. You attacked them. What do you want from me? And like walks off and like continues texting. It's so funny. It's interesting. It just buries the whole thing.
Yeah, that's like, weird.
What? I'm like, what? And like he blows her off. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
damn. Okay.
He's like, leave me alone. I'm texting Io Shirai. She'll have a fucking women's match.
Damn.
Which I'm like, yeah, you're showing me a Yim and Vanessa Bourne, Aaliyah, Shayna Baszler, and the Horsewomen. But where's my Io?
She'll be there. You don't want Io in this story.
I want Io in every story. You don't even know what stories, bro. You don't know. I'm sure we'll see her on September 18th. There's a character that will help get a lot of viewers on Wednesday nights in USA. We go to a video package here for Keith Lee. He's talking about all the things, pretty much what he's been saying, like how he's been stuck in this little rut here for about a year in NXT. But the video introduces Donovan Dijakovic. Donovan Dijak. Now, they show clips from their matches, and they go into discussion about how they had a 5-star match before they got signed to WWE. They've had a rematch since, and they were supposed to have the rubber match, essentially, but it was come to a halt with injuries. But now, this match will happen. So it shows a lot of their history. It has them talking to each other in interview sit-down things. They say to each other, bring your A game. It shows so much footage of outside WWE, which is amazing to see a lot of stuff like not WWE footage. Like when you're showing me like Evolve or Flow Slam, whatever they were showing, like it's really cool.
The main roster rarely do this.
Exactly,
main roster pretends, has that whole Vince idea that until you're in, like everything prior to this doesn't matter. NXT embraces that, which is awesome and great for building up feuds. I love Dijakovic basically says, like, I signed with the company, I was in the PC, I was busting my ass, and then I just see Keith Lee front row at a takeover, and he's propelled straight away and doesn't have to go through all that. I love the line he goes, Keith Lee's been doing this for 10 years, but I've managed to do what he's done in 10 years in 5. And just cool little lines going back and forth. Really, this whole package builds them up as these are very similar, equal people. Like you've got two big guys who are athletic.
Cruiserweight moves.
Yeah.
Like they're for their sizes, they should not be doing the stuff they do. No. But somehow magic they do these things because both of these guys are crazy talented. And this match is now advertised for next week, or is it for the 2 weeks match?
I think it was next week.
Yeah. There's too many.
Next week.
There's a bunch where they're like telling me what's next week.
Yeah, no,
weeks,
this one's next week. I'm really excited. I'm glad they're going back to this feud. Yeah. I think this is what both of these guys need.
This is what I need.
Yeah.
This is what I need for NXT. And they teased us this, and then they got injured, and I was so heartbroken.
And I'm glad they put the effort to... This feels like a big match, doing this kind of takeover-style promo video.
Yeah. I'm
all for this.
I'm very pleased with this video. It was definitely like they put time and effort in it. It wasn't just the old shit. Like, no. They had new shit for it. Like, they made new shit for this. So, Dijak says, bring your A game. Keith Lee, bring your A game. We will see a revolution, is what it ends with there. I thought this was great. I'm super excited for... Again, I don't know much about Keith Lee and Dijak other than that they've been here in NXT not doing much. But now's the time for them to show us. Then we go to our next match. The Aussies are going to fight. The Bronson Reed, the Auszilla, Thick Boy, versus Solo, Shane Thorne. The winner gets Vegemite. Shane Thorne is from Australia, but he comes out wearing a fur jacket. It's hot in Australia. I don't know why he would be wearing fur.
It's one of the I don't know, kangaroos he slaughtered.
Oh, cruel. No, I mean, they do kill kangaroos and they eat it. It's quite delicious.
Kangaroo's lovely.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like gamey, but not super gamey. But they're also very cute.
I had back on my Tinder days, I had a girl I was meant to meet up with. I might have even said this on the show.
Okay. She was a kangaroo.
No. No, and we were messaging back and forth, had a date arranged. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, just cooking dinner, whipped up something. And she's like, oh, send me a picture. So I sent her a picture. She's like, that looks lovely. What is it? I'm like, it's kangaroo. She goes, you eat kangaroo? You're fucked.
Oh my God.
Kangaroos are amazing creatures. How dare you eat them? The date is off.
Whoa.
I was like, what?
Whoa.
I went, sorry, I didn't know you were vegetarian. And she goes, I'm not vegetarian. I was like, so you...
what?
You're like biased against animals you eat and you don't?
Right.
Like...
Wow.
I don't discriminate when it comes to the animals I eat. And she goes, you've got far too many opinions for me.
Whoa. Damn.
But yeah, kangaroo's delicious.
She's at home eating some fucking overcooked chicken.
Yeah.
Just boring. With no sauce.
Yeah.
Just boiled chicken.
Boring, bland chicken, girl.
She took a piece of chicken, put it in hot water, no salt, nothing. Just takes it out, eats it, that's it.
One of those barbarians that puts ketchup on a roast chicken.
Oh, ketchup on steak.
Barbarian.
Oh.
Anyway.
Shane Thorne probably doesn't eat kangaroo. I think, like, Aussies eat it, but, like, it's not...
It's quite a lean meat, so probably. Yeah, it's high in protein and lean.
It's good
so, yeah.
He's eating those what are the tamatons? Not tamatons.
Tangaloa?
Tam-tams.
Oh.
He's eating those tamaloas. Tam-tams. Bronson Reed, Shane Thorne, they start off here. There's a bunch of like drop down Irish whip counters into like this like really cool spine buster kind of type move from Bronson Reed. I actually thought this looked really clean here. It looked really nice. Keep doing that, Bronson Reed. He then starts to do the face wash in the corner, across the boot across Thorne's face. There's a gorilla press that Thorne counters by putting his fingers in his mouth and his eyes, and then he starts to beat on Bronson Reed. Now, here's a guy who knows how to do a cannonball. This is where he sets Bronson Reed up in the bottom of the corner turnbuckle and runs and does like a tope dive, like a swan dive.
It's very like Travis Banks cannonball.
Yeah, it's like not the like just not the Kevin Owens Mia Yim where you just run and roll. It's like he's doing like dive in the. It's like if Shibata were to do with these kinds of things.
Yeah, I found there's a lot of similarities between Shane Thorne and Travis Banks and Kyle O'Reilly. They've got a very similar style.
They got a similar look, almost body type, you know. So I thought this looked clean. This is a guy I wouldn't be talking about because he's disappeared. But they've inserted him in the breakout thing. He's upset that he wasn't in this tournament, and now I'm like, hey, where was this guy for the past? So we could have used him. I think
he's really impressing me. I think his promos have been pretty solid, and he looks great in the ring. And I think this is an awesome story. Just run through these breakout guys.
I'm really enjoying this Shane Thorne. Again, this was a guy, his partner kind of just gave up, left,
took his ball.
Yeah,
he's gone to take food off their plates.
I mean, like, hey, do what you need to do. But so this guy was just kind of chilling here. Like, what do you do? Do you do the same thing? There's probably a lot of hard decisions to be made to not leave your contract here in NXT. But he stayed, and I feel like maybe he's gonna have a place.
I think it's better for him.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. Well, he hits this senton splash. Then he hits the cannonball in the corner. But it was only a 2 count. The Auszilla, Bronson Reed, fights back, hits a bionic elbow, then hits a Samoan drop, only a 2 count. He hits like the hoedown, and then the back senton, only a 2 count as well. He then he goes up top, because he's going to go for his Auszilla big splash, but Thorne counters that, gets him back on the mat, and hits a running Shining Wizard type kind of move. Almost like the Daniel Bryan knee kind of, but more of a Shining Wizard type pose, and pins Bronson Reed. Shane Thorne wins this match. He is the best Aussie there is in NXT.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I thought this was really fun.
I think it's been great for Shane Thorne. Bronson Reed looked good.
Yeah. Better than he looked in the match
I'm
last
still
time.
not fully sold on him. I don't really see this strong style he's talking about.
Yeah.
Still.
I need it. You can't just talk shit. You got to say, if you're going to say that, you got to hit someone.
Yeah.
Like, I want to appreciate this guy. He's wearing a t-shirt that I really liked. And he's Aussie. He seems very friendly. He's got some nicknames. He calls himself Thick Boy. I love everything about this. But when you're telling me it's Australian strong style, and you're hitting a hoedown and a back senton, no, buddy. You gotta level it. You gotta lean in more on those forearms there. You gotta show me that. You can't just throw that word around. In wrestling, they love to take things and just say it. No. You get. I think once you say the word strong style, you gotta prove it.
You're expecting stiff, snug strikes,
Yeah.
which we haven't really seen.
Yeah, because
Well, that's at least what I expect when I hear strong style.
I think there's lots of room for improvement for Bronson Reed, but I think he'll grow on some people. He's got a good look too. He looks interesting. He looks like scary. He comes out kind of like a cooler Funkadactyl or Funkasaurus.
I was going to say, how long before he's Funkasaurus 2.0?
Well, by the time you're listening to this, it's too late.
Yeah.
He's already.
You're like, oh, you don't read ahead, do you?
I don't read ahead, but some big things.
He'll come out as Barney next week.
There's a lot of things happening. I don't read ahead. Let's go to the Velveteen Dreams music hits. He's now brought out, he's rolled out on his purple couch onto the ramp. And did you recognize one of the ladies rolling out his couch? You're going to be watching her, I'm sure, this Saturday on Evolve.
Oh.
It was Brandy Lauren.
Oh, okay.
My favorite.
Yeah.
One of my favorite. The redhead?
Right.
Yeah, love her. She comes out. She rolls Dream out on the couch. The Dream grabs a microphone. He says, Velveteen Dream t-shirt, $30. And he has one there, and he throws it away. Velveteen Dream glasses, $10. Throws those away. Beating Pete Dunne at TakeOver, priceless. You see, Pete, you were the best in the UK, and I beat you. I pinned you. You see, the Dream can take on any man. Velveteen Dream will take on all the men. I'll take on the whole locker room, because the Dream always ends up on top, because the Dream likes it on top. Roderick Strong, you want to go one-on-one with the Dream? Well, then you got to give the Dream an experience. Don't take too long. Dream over. His music hits and he's rolled back out into the... I love how they roll him out on a couch.
It's the high heels as well. It just makes it look really awkward as they're rolling. It's like you could just hop off Dream. No, roll me. This was fine. Typical Dream promo building up to the feud. I found the transition between the last match and this a bit weird.
Yeah,
because
I thought he was interrupting.
The camera was kind of focusing on Shane Thorne. Then he came out, and at one point, like, Dream points the camera and goes, Roderick Strong, and he's pointing to where you think Shane Thorne still is, and it's like, no, Dream, wrong guy.
That's not him. I thought nothing he said was of. I like when he gets cheeky and like he's like, I like to be on top, and the whole locker room of men. Like he's purposely,
the MasterCard thing was kind of
like cool, like he's always trying to be cheeky, and I get it. But I'm now really interested in this one-on-one match.
Yeah,
I need to see that. That could be the match maybe advertised for some of the live shows coming up for USA Network, because I think that they'll deliver. Like they might not be the two biggest names, but when you put that on TV, they'll deliver.
It's one of the things I really hope sticks with NXT moving live is in 2 weeks' time we have this, next week we have this, because they do it every week. Sure. They promote for what's to come, and obviously that's because of the taping structure. I would really love if they keep that, because it makes you want to tune in. It's, what's this next week? It's this match.
They used to do it in WWE, and they stopped. I don't understand. Like, they wonder why Riggs used to tell me what I'm getting. Used to be like, yo, next week, the world title match, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. That's what you're getting. I'm like, dude, now I know tomorrow. Now
they tweet out in the morning what it's going to be. They
you.
Tweet out in the afternoon that the match has changed, and then there's no mention of it at all when it comes to the show.
It's just like, you gotta... It's the same with buying tickets to wrestling. You can't just be like, yo, we're coming to Toronto. It's like, no, you got to tell me what I'm paying for. Because am I paying for Triple H, Shawn Michaels, or am I paying for the Hurricane versus Jamie Noble? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to let me know what I'm in for. So when you tell me weeks ahead for a show, it actually brings the draw in.
Yeah.
If you tell me in 2 weeks Velveteen Dream's going to face Roderick Strong live on the USA Network, then I'll
I think
know for 2
also
weeks.
with it being up against AEW, they've got to do that.
You have to. You have to.
If you know, okay, so this week...
AEW's already announced matches for their
AEW,
things.
it's like the tag team final or whatever is this date, and you go, oh, but that's up against
Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano.
Or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
AEW's already advertised that the world title is going to be defended for the first time, like on their TV, on a specific date. So they're already doing that, where I think NXT does have to... You do want to get me away from the other show. Like, realistically, I'm in my late 20s. I like this type of wrestling. I like the more raunchiest shit. They want me... You got to win me over. You got to pull me in. And I'll totally be pulled in if you do that. And this is where they remind us that in 2 weeks, in fact, Adam Cole will defend his NXT title against Jordan Myles. And then next week, on this very show, it will be the Undisputed Era versus the Street Profits for the NXT Tag Team titles. I don't read ahead. But now we go to our main event. Killian Dain versus Matt Riddle. Killian Dain comes out without his Tool shirt on, which is a shame because that new Tool song is a banger and the new album is going to be crazy. And he's not wearing the Tool shirt. I don't know what's happening with that.
I liked his new music. I thought his entrance video was kind of cool. It had the stuff from his promo videos, like the film reel and the
car crashes or
the
whatever.
stuff going on in Ireland.
Cool shit,
His look looked a bit better. I've been saying that he looks too much like Bray Wyatt. I think the wet hair helped. His leather jacket kind of helped it. Still,
now he's Dean Wyatt.
Dean Wyatt.
Because he's like...
Everyone's going for that Dean look. Baron Corbin's wearing it now.
Yeah, everyone's going for that Dean look.
He left a load of stuff in the locker room and they go, oh, got Dean's clothes.
Yes! This jacket.
But yeah, his look was fine. Yeah, I quite liked the entrance. He does look like he should be in Gallus, though.
Yeah. Just a big, hairy, white dude.
Yeah.
I look like I could be in Gallus.
Join.
I don't even know what that means.
Be like, do you want a hype man or something?
I can.
Can you do a Scottish accent?
We've got a piper down. We've got a piper down. How's that?
Sure.
I'm part Irish. I mean, I can do that better. Killian Dain. He's waiting in the ring. Matt Riddle's music hits, but a taste of your own medicine. He attacks Killian Dain from behind, from the opposite side of he clearly ran through the crowd here. He starts attacking Killian Dain. He's beating on him, and usually in his entrance he kicks off his flip-flops, right? He didn't have time to do that. So now he throws his flip-flops off in a sea of rage, but one of them goes into the crowd. So someone caught his flip-flop, and you could tell he's like, fuck.
No, it hit a kid in the face in the second row. And he looked mad for a second, and then it was like, oh, I've got Riddle's flip-flop.
Matt Riddle looks over and is like, fuck, those are my Nikes. He's like, fuck, those are the good ones. Those aren't just the WWE shop ones. Fuck. Hopefully the kid's okay. Hopefully he got to keep the flip-flop. Hopefully there's no blood on it.
I'm sure he's fine. It wasn't quite Jay Lethal throwing a ladder at someone at MSG.
Yeah, fair. Hopefully there's no blood on that flip-flop. Yep. It went in the kid's face. Get tested. The match starts because Riddle's just beating the hell out of Killian Dain. He's hitting roundhouse kicks to the chest, which is crazy because even in a shirt, Riddle has the striking ability to make the sounds of kicks, the slapping noise. Even when the guy's wearing like a leather jacket and shirts, it's crazy. What a beast. Hits the roundhouse kicks. Beth Phoenix says this reminds her of George Foreman. I don't know why, but I like it, Beth. Cool. Keep doing it. He is fighting against Killian Dain, but Dain finally counters and does his running cross-body block, which looks really cool.
I always like this cross-body because he's such a big guy, and you go, that hurts.
Yeah, definitely. This is the part of the match where Mauro Ranallo mentions that Matt Riddle has recently been calling out WWE legends, but instead has his attention turned to Killian Dain and should keep it that way.
Well, I was thinking, they're not going to do this, but what's a better way to get eyes off that first week against AEW than Matt Riddle versus Bill Goldberg in Full Sail.
Holy fuck. Or just tease it. Like
I'd totally watch that over.
Matt Riddle comes out with a live mic and just talks shit about fucking Goldberg, and then Goldberg comes out.
His music hits. He's walking through the car park and bram, gets taken out.
Oh my god, no.
During his entrance.
No. Wow. Did you see that video?
Start the build to Mania.
You see that video is going around on Reddit and Twitter? It's like, yeah, Goldberg has famous long entrances, but the one from
New Japan one?
From like the Tokyo Dome show.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh my god, I watched it. It's so funny. He walks like 2 blocks, dude.
He gets changed during his entrance. He's in his leather jacket, shirt and jeans, goes into a changing room, changes for 2 minutes, comes back out, walks another 2 blocks.
Okay, go Google Goldberg longest entrance ever Japan and find this video. Someone has it. He's not even at the he's like in Tokyo Dome City, which is part of the like little outside thing. It's so fucking funny. Goldberg's the greatest. Yeah, Matt Riddle versus Goldberg for the live takeover NXT show. Let's book it. I just thought it was funny that Morrow mentioned that.
Yeah, they've been making it quite public because there was the was it Watch Along or something on the network where Riddle's talking about his encounter with Goldberg at SummerSlam.
It's crazy.
It's going to happen. I feel they've referenced it too much in the last few weeks that
Smart move.
I think they're building up to something.
Could be down the line. I'm sure Goldberg's got a few of those, whatever he did on SummerSlam in him, which I thought was really funny.
It was fun.
Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed that.
Toronto love Goldberg.
Apparently, they've made it
2-0, baby.
Yeah, like it's his town now. I don't understand why, but yeah. There's a gut buster and rib breakers from Killian Dain working the injured ribs and back of the midsection, really, of Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle, though, fires back. He hits the bro buster, which looked crazy considering the size of Killian Dain. But Matt Riddle lifts him up for that like nothing. He hits a series of forearms in the corner, then a T-bone exploder. He hits the Broton. He goes for like these elbow strikes, but it gets blocked. They scuffle back and forth. There's like a crazy bridging deadlift German from Matt Riddle. Again, Killian Dain is big.
Riddle's strength is ridiculous.
I want to see more of him training.
He's just pure muscle.
He's such a beast. I don't understand how he can do this. Yeah, this is a move where both guys know what's happening. The guy's going to land safe. Everything's fine. But to have the strength to lift someone that way, that is that heavy, is just so insane to me. Just crazy. He hits the German there, which looked like he kills Killian Dain, but only a 2 count. He hits I think Dain now goes and hits the cannonball for only a 2. There's a senton attempt from Dain, but it is countered into a choke from Riddle. Looked very precise, looked very great here, but Dain gets out of that. There's the bro to sleep, and then if I thought him German suplexing him was impressive, this powerbomb was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They replayed it a few times, and I actually rewound because I had to hear the glorifying sound of a splat. I just love hearing when people get powerbombed. Matt Riddle powerbombed. He hits the powerbomb and then hits you with the flash knee like right away. This series of moves is just crazy. But what's crazy is Killian Dain kicks out of this at 2. There's the Broton off the top rope, but it's countered with knees from Killian Dain. He then throws Riddle shoulder first into the ring post. Then there's they're fighting on the outside. There's a powerbomb attempt, but Riddle gets it was almost like a backdrop, but instead he gets dropped face first onto the steel steps.
Yeah, this looked kind of nasty. I think it was meant to be a backdrop. I think Morrow said it was. They're both very sweaty and
slippery guys.
This didn't look deliberate.
No, and in fact, it busted him open. He was bleeding from the mouth, and I think this is the move that did it. So Matt Riddle eats some steel steps there, and if that's not enough, he's then laid out on top of the steps, and then Dain hits his senton over Riddle onto the steps, and then if that's not enough, from the apron to the outside, he hits a Vader bomb, rolls him into the ring, hits another Vader bomb, hits another Vader bomb, 3 Vader bombs, and Killian Dain pins Matt Riddle with blood just dripping from his mouth there. Killian Dain beats Matt Riddle.
I thought this was great.
Yeah, I thought this
great
was
way
a lot
to
of fun.
re-debut Dain.
Whoa,
he looks
yeah,
like
definitely.
a killer. I thought this was a fun match. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm sure we're going to see this again down the line.
I think so. It obviously continues. After the match, Matt Riddle is shown bleeding, but he gets to his feet and chases Killian Dain. Now, another WWE.com exclusive. They put the video on YouTube and on their Twitter, on NXT Twitter, and they continue fighting. The cameraman follows them. They are fighting outside. It's like daytime from when they were still doing these tapings. And they're outside, and it's like this little contained area. They clearly like cornered off here for this bit. And it's Riddle getting the upper hand, but Dain turns it around and just beats the fuck out of Matt Riddle. He throws him into these like metal doors, these metal like gates and grates. And then there's a ladder. He slams the ladder on him. He does the senton onto him, injuring his ribs even more. And someone's like, "You don't need to do this, Dain. You don't need to do this." And he's like, "Yes, I do." So a back senton onto Riddle, onto the ladder, onto Riddle. And that's how this video ended here. But I quite enjoyed this match. Dain and Riddle, I thought, delivered. I think I would like to see them go at it again. Something we need now with live TV programming, week to week, 2 hours, is continuing feuds. And it's hard when you already got to see the match, because then it's like, well, I've seen it already.
Yeah.
But when you want to continue things, it's like for these two, you need to see some sort of like false count anywhere or something.
Well,
like
yeah, I thought this was a great match. But definitely left me wanting more.
Yeah.
Definitely can see more coming out of them. Yeah, I thought this was good.
Yeah, I think Matt Riddle is a star. You watch him. I don't know how you can't like Matt Riddle.
I feel we've been very down on NXT the last few weeks.
Yeah,
I think this was a huge step in the right direction.
This was definitely the right way.
I thought we saw some good matches, some good story progression. I really enjoyed this episode.
No, I completely agree. I thought this was really, really great. I like how they did everything that we've been complaining about. Like, they did everything right that we've been saying they haven't been doing. They've been telling us what direction they're going into with the beginning of the show, with everyone telling us what titles are defended and such. We know what storylines are going which way. Everything's going in the right direction. This move to USA is going to be a good move, I think.
Right, shall we go to feedback?
Yes, you go first.
Sure, we have Chris Thunder from Down Under. First time in a long time. Yes, I finally renewed my WWE Network subscription since I cancelled shortly after WrestleMania.
Well, wait. First time, long time.
First time, long time.
First time in a long time.
In a long time. While I enjoyed the match between Shane Thorne and Bronson Reed, I was underwhelmed by the crowd because if this was anywhere in Australia, the crowd would have been red hot. Mauro had a nice line of, "These men work from a land down under, but meat pie offense, what the fuck, Nigel?" I'm still hopeful for the Mighty to be reformed in NXT with leader Shane Thorne and tag team Bronson Reed and Brendan Vink, as they were all part of TMDK in Australia. Plus, Rhea Ripley would be a perfect fit fighting for the Women's Championship. Sanity couldn't do it. Undisputed Era can't do it. I still want my faction draped in NXT gold, damn it. Questions. As no TV deal has been announced for NXT in Canada, I assume that you will be watching 2 hours on Thursday nights and recording on Thursday night, Friday morning. We'll find a way to keep it pretty much the same as
we will
it
be
has
doing.
been.
Yeah, we will be aiming to do our Up Next every Thursday, kind of the same style we've been doing it this way.
Yeah.
Whether it be us watching Wednesday nights live, watching Wednesday nights on a delay, or watching Thursday mornings. We will have Up Next every Thursday, still the way that we've been doing it. Every way you've been finding us, it will continue the same way, just a little longer each week.
Yeah. Question 2. If you were booking NXT for the first week head-to-head with AEW, would you treat it like a full-sale takeover and load the card that night with championship defenses?
Yes.
Absolutely.
When is the AEW? October 2nd? The Wednesday?
So I think we got 2 weeks of NXT. Yeah, cool. So that makes sense. It'll be beginning of October.
That Wednesday is when the prophecy gets fulfilled.
Oh, you'd have all those... Okay.
Yeah. That's what I think.
I think you've absolutely got to load that show.
We go to Eva from London. Unlike most, I do read ahead, so I knew the results tonight, and I was only engaged in the Dain Riddle match. Well, that's not fun. Even I don't try to read those. She says, do you think VKM will take control from Triple H? Well, I'm reading that, a lot of people think that Triple H isn't, that Vince McMahon isn't going to be involved. It sounds to me like Triple H is going to be running everything WWE in the years to come. So, I mean...
Yeah,
okay.
I don't see why he should. And he's got too much going on. I don't know how he
wasn't even involved on Raw this week.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Next question. On either the debut broadcast or October 2nd with the clash of AEW, do you see any of the titles changing hands to pop ratings? Well, I just said that the prophecy should come true that night. But that is also something that you could do. Also, you don't need to necessarily change titles, but have good matches, or maybe a re-debut, a debut, or something.
Or a big, like a
angle,
big turn, something like that.
Something crazy that happens. They got some more questions here. I know we are all wrestling fans, but if you had to choose a side for Wednesday nights, what side are you choosing? Well, I have to choose NXT because I do this show. Go for it.
We don't have to choose.
No, you don't have to.
It's 2019.
Yeah, you can watch all.
Mystery. Not thrilled about the Mia Shayna feud potentially continuing. Big oof. I don't think William Regal is either, by the sounds of it. Also, a complete lack of EO in tonight's broadcast disappointed me. Hopefully there is something next week.
EO, 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 EO. Yeah, I want more EO too. Always more EO. I tried explaining EO Shirai to my mom.
Yep.
It's like, there's this Japanese wrestler, and she fights, and she's good. And I was like, oh, okay. My mom also didn't know that we had a cutout of Kairi Sane, because I was showing her pictures of the tailgate. She's like, what is that? I was like, oh, yeah. She probably explained that we have a cutout of a Japanese women's wrestler in our apartment. Just thought I'd let you know. Ari from Montreal. So I guess you guys are also getting your main roster call-ups. This week was an average episode, but excited about the Keith Lee Dijak feud. I'm not even gonna try to spell his WWE name. Yo, dude, that's why I just call him Dijak. I don't fucks with that. Number one, do you guys think because of the move to USA, they knew this decision and that's why they didn't do any title changes in Toronto? And number two, John and Way were talking about maybe Zayn or Nakamura going back to NXT. However, they said it's awkward, like going back to high school after you graduated. Also, as we've seen, main roster guys usually are sent to put current roster guys over. That being said, who would you want to see on NXT after the move? And who do you think will end up going? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people obviously want to see the Nakamura and the Sami Zayns and the Finn Balor. You want to see the people that were already there. But I'm more interested in seeing people that weren't there. I'm more interested in seeing guys like Austin Theory, who I haven't seen a lot of. I'm not saying he's going to show up right away. Obviously, he's not going to show up right away. He should be still kind of on the bench, so to speak, for a little while. But I'm more interested in seeing characters like...
But what about main roster guys who haven't been to NXT?
We're wrestling fans, we're taught a certain way. Like, once we see you booked in a certain angle, for the rest of your life, you're Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
You are not moving out of that position. You're Tyler Breeze. You're Tyler Breeze. You're stuck that way. Unless, you change drastic things, like Bray Wyatt changes his thing to the Fiend. Even that is it's still him. I don't know who I'm like, bring... The only reason I want to bring people back, like the only reason I would want Nakamura or Sami Zayn to be brought back is literally just to have big profile matches.
Yeah, and think back to the Cesaro-Sami Zayn feud.
Yeah.
Cesaro was a main roster guy. Cesaro won that feud, but it put over Sami Zayn big.
Exactly.
You can put over a guy in a loss, and I do think it feels...
Do the Raw guys then.
I do think it feels weak when you bring someone back just to lose against everyone.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind see Sami Zayn against, say, Jordan Myles or something in a little feud that Sami Zayn is here just for that feud, has killer matches, makes everyone go, wow, this Jordan Myles guy is great. Jordan Myles loses, but he's gone up in people's estimation of him, and then Sami goes back to main roster.
Because
I'd like to see more that kind of thing rather than what's been happening with Tyler Breeze, where he's come in, lost to everyone. And I think although Sami Zayn's been jobbed out a lot in the last couple of years, I think a lot of people still see his talent and see he's in a position.
No, he's not where totally
he should
buried.
be going.
No, I don't think he's one of the totally buried guys. I want more of the Raw. If USA, like you said, they're the same company almost, so it's like you can bring people in and out through that. I don't mind that. I just don't want to see like Nakamura comes in and now he's like champion and now he's in the main thing here. It's like okay, you sure if that's the route you want to do, as long as you're providing me good matches
and good stories,
then I'm fine.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. But most of the time when bringing in older faces, it doesn't really deliver. So if you can, then do it. Yeah, fuck yeah, do it.
Okay, we go to Pick Japan. Greetings. NXT vocabulary statistics opportunity word count. 4 occurrences within first 10 minutes. McMahon speak is just a turn-off for me, and I fear it's only going to get worse. His reaction to Mansoor, a bit of a downgrade for him to be losing on NXT after winning the 50-man Battle Royal, don't you think? No, I think...
I did find it weird, because they're literally like, he won the Battle Royal, he beat everyone, and then he lost in like 2-3 minutes. I was like, oh, okay.
Even if NXT now is no longer seen as developmental and some of the experienced talent may just spend the rest of their careers in NXT, I think Mansoor is good enough to make it on Raw and SmackDown and should be given that chance. I think the guy's really young, though. I think there's time to, like, season him more. Now to the elephant in the room, which I expect you to have discussed at length before getting on the feedback section. The imminent changes to NXT. Watching Thorne versus Reed, I was struck about how generic these two guys are. It was underwear model versus the big boy. Both guys would rate as good talents for your local pub wrestling show, but on a major network, a match like this just seems like a little too bland. I was not engaged in the match, though initially I was curious to see if Reed had anything more to offer than what we saw in the Breakout Tournament. I kind of disagree. I think I like these guys feeling a bit more indie on NXT. I think it's what makes it feel different, and sure. I think we'll get more eyes on it because you'll get the casual people going, oh, this doesn't quite look as glossy as WWE. I might see it as a different product.
Well, that's what indie wrestling has, that like grimy charm. It's got that like dive bar charm. It's got that like, oh, it's indie wrestling. Yeah, drink a beer, throw someone into a cheese grater in the crowd. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that roughness. But I think NXT is more so like they're pushing it as like before they're stars, before they're John Cena's, before they're this, you can watch them on this show. Which, I don't know, maybe just aim this show to be more just geared towards people my age.
So can the new 2-hour NXT get away from these type of developmental matches? I think they have to get away from those type of matches if they are going to draw eyes away from AEW. Matches like Thorne Reed or Yim Bourne cannot compete with the likes of the Young Bucks or even full-on Joshi matches, which I expect to see once in a while on AEW. I disagree, personally. I think that's one of the charms and interests of NXT is seeing these guys develop, and you don't view them as lower card guys. I find you see these guys, I don't switch off as I would seeing a Heath Slater versus Sin Cara.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Whereas I see it as these guys who have potential to move up, whereas I see a Heath Slater and Sin Cara and see them in that position.
You're saying that because look at the match we got this week. If it was like, I don't know, think of like some of the jobbers we have seen a bunch of times, then you would be checked out. Bronson Reed and Shane Thorne are just the two guys right now that were like put in this slot. And yeah, it was like a little interesting storyline. They're both Aussie, and it intrigued me. But most of the time, NXT throws together Damian Priest, Mansoor, like out of nowhere. And if they keep doing that, that definitely would make me change the channel. Like if I tune in right now and I saw Mansoor versus Damian Priest, I'm not watching that. Like I write notes and do a podcast, but I'm not watching that.
Right.
I'm going to tune in to see what the Young Bucks are saying, and then maybe I'll tune back. I don't know. I feel like wrestling fans are so impatient these days. Like, look, everyone's already asking us, who do you choose? You can only pick one side. Like, dude, that's not us saying that. That's a lot of people. So I feel like a lot of people are like, you can't show me Damian Priest doing shitty roll the dice when I can change the channel and watch something else. But I also agree with you because, this is what this show is for. You're supposed to see the new faces and the new
But hasn't
people.
it been, like, for me, as a fan of NXT, I've loved watching the journey of, say, a Velveteen Dream, 100%. Who I think, well, knowing before I started being on the podcast, listening to you, he'd have been one of those guys that made you change the channel.
100%.
And I like the idea of watching these guys, seeing them develop and change and grow, and Dream will be a champion one day.
One day he'll be WWE champion.
So it's one of the charms of NXT, which I don't think you get on main roster. And I hope they don't lose that.
We'll see. We go to David George from Manila, Philippines. Hello, BFFs. Friends.
I'll
make this short.
Friends.
We're your wrestling friends. The first match is kind of a mediocre to me, even though Mansoor is new in this town. He has a lot to learn in NXT. Nonetheless, keep it up until you make it to the top. Side note, his suicide plancha kind of sparks on me what Edge did to Jose Estrada Jr. years ago. Wow, that's a throwback. Yeah, that was the first time Edge over the top Edge's first match injures a guy. Great to see two Aussies fighting each other in the ring. Good match. Great, brutal, but shocking main event. There's no question about it. Questions, is Cameron Grimes related to Rick Grimes?
Yes, he is.
Yes, it's his son.
Yep.
It's Carl.
And Frank Grimes from The Simpsons.
Frank Grimes?
Yeah, Grimy.
Who does he look like?
Homer's nemesis who dies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're all related.
Yeah.
All related.
Yeah. What happened to Tainara Conchi? What is her status? I don't know, but I follow her on Instagram. She's busy. Yeah, she looks like she's okay. She looks like she's doing okay. Another question: how do you compare Damian Priest finisher to the one by Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes does it better.
Yep.
That's a move. It all depends on the guy selling it. Actually, Crossroads looks cool, but when you do Crossroads on like Kenny Omega,
he'll spike himself.
He looks like he dies.
Yeah.
You do it on someone who's maybe not experienced, it just kind of looks okay. Any word of inactive wrestlers as of now for NXT? Well, I don't know, because anyone who's been waiting for a shot, they're probably going to get some sort of TV time, considering there's 2 hours to fill now. Like, I foresee seeing Chelsea Green being on TV very soon in the world of NXT, especially live on TV. Good-looking, very talented girl.
Didn't Santana Garrett just
got signed? Yeah. Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green are doing this VXT thing on their Instagrams and Twitters.
Okay.
I imagine they're in a
we
tag
haven't
team.
seen Deonna for a while, and she's good.
They've been pairing up, so I imagine you'll see them on TV very soon. P.S. I can't wait for NXT to be 2 hours. Let's hope that it will be a success. Also, that upNXT theme you got there is awesome. The intro tunes reminds me of the one by Austin Aries, the WWE one. Keep up your good work, besties. Take care and God bless.
I'm going to have to re-listen to Austin Aries' theme. I cannot remember it.
That's okay.
I remember when he was in WWE.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember?
We have Breng77. Good show overall. Easily the best Damian Priest has looked. Nice to see him move more toward a power game with less striking, other than close-range knees. He needs to drop the arch thing, though. It adds nothing toward making him interesting.
Yeah.
Good to see the breakout guys getting used as well. Main event was awesome, and having Dain win is the right choice for now. A damaged Riddle can afford a loss. It makes Dain look like a monster, and the feud can continue, giving them both something to do once NXT goes live. I mean, having that main event on one of the early USA shows would definitely draw interest. The only down was the Mia vs. Shayna continuation. Mia struggling a bit against Bourne was no good, but especially she should have done something with the stupid sticker after the match. Shove it in Bourne's mouth or knock out Aaliyah and stick it on her. Yes, exactly. Leaving it on made her look dumb. Then the continuation of her feud with Shayna isn't interesting unless she is going to start a faction to fight back or something. She has lost to Shayna twice now, clean.
So you know where Mia Yim's heading? Lower. The lower card.
Yeah.
The sticker thing, that's so fucking funny. We gotta get some. We gotta get some stickers. I'm gonna take the post stickers and put them on your butt.
Some upper ones.
And you won't know.
Upper
Yeah,
next.
we'll get some different crowd. I don't know if you want to put that on a sticker. You'll get some different people being like, oh yeah, I'm looking for that. So that's the feedback. Forum.postwrestling.com is where we post that. You can comment or question for the show. We'll read it here every week. But you can go to postwrestling.com and find all of our shows, all of our former movie reviews, our takeover. Look for our Evolve shows coming up this weekend that you got going on.
Yep.
Look for our Star Wars Attack of the Clones. We'll put up the feedback there this week. That show will be coming out for free. Go download that and listen to that. And again, NXT, September 18th, we will be doing a special show to start the season off right. Look for that as well. And look for all the stuff John and Wade do for Post Wrestling as well. And follow us on our socials. I am on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow all the stuff I post. I am at the Brady.
And I'm at Davie Portman.
You can support us by going to prowrestlingtees.com/upnext and buy a t-shirt from us. We need some new ones.
Yeah, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, BDE Official.
Yeah.
We have all the podcasts up on there. We have a couple of them that we did live. We've got the Johnny Gargano
Your best
video.
friend.
We've got the Takeover Tailgate video. And hopefully more to come in the future.
Yes, so now that NXT is moving to USA Network 2 hours every week, this show will be continuing full force. We want to be your NXT friends. We want to be your wrestling friends. We want to be the NXT podcast. And damn it, that's what we're doing. So thank you so much for supporting and for listening to us every week. So we'll talk to you every Thursday. So thank you, goodbye, and be safe.
Ahoy!